Hey guys, Abby here, back again with my friend Tunchi from BBC Podcast 909. We're going to tackle another one of your emails today. This email comes from a 23-year-old university student who is trying to enhance sexual awareness. He writes to me and tells me, I want to tell you why he's trying to do this. He says in his first puberty years, he was exploring porn and his sexuality. In those years, I think that I had a small penis. I was obsessed with this, and it changed my perspective on sexuality in a bad way. Later, I've developed a kink called small penis humiliation, or SPH for short. A couple years later, I actually understand that I don't have a small penis. So, as a man, not with small penis, I had the small penis fetish. When I've built an understanding for my sexuality, I've passed in very, very bad moments because of the idea that I have had a small penis. Sometimes the language doesn't always translate well. Like a year before, I was scrolling through Reddit and I found a subreddit, small penis problems. I found a lot of men struggling because of this. Some people had even considered, I don't want to say that word because I know YouTube doesn't, they cancel that word, no longer in the human form. I've read tons of posts in the subreddit and found out that they are generally wondering female thoughts on this topic. There are a few females in that subreddit, and even them are so helpful to these struggling people. I would love to enhance awareness on SPH with real tango experts. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Like, that's a word that YouTube won't let us say. So I've dubbed that 3-letter word the devil's tango. So usually if I have that word in there, for whatever reason, they'll allow sexuality but not the shorter version. So I call it the tango or devil's tango. So, but anyway, I would love to enhance awareness on SPH with real tango experts, facts, how to approach this subject, tips, and approach female partners, body shaming, and small penis energy. As a tango influencer, I think that you can be very helpful for enhancing awareness on this subject with your knowledge. Also, I think that it is a good topic for a growing audience. Please consider this. There are a lot of people out there who are struggling because of this. Hesitate to contact me with anything. You can even send me resources that you think it might be helpful. Thank you for reading my email. Sorry for the language. I'm not very good at English. Best regards. Well, no worries there. I feel like I didn't read that very well either. So, so what do you think about this, Tucci?
This is actually new for me too.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, what I want to ask the watchers, what do you feel like is good size to not call yourself small? Like, leave a comment below and let Abby know that. Like, what do you think is your opinion in that, and you like as a woman, like what is a good size?
Well, I believe the statistics, if memory serves me correctly, the average is 5 to 6 inches. Is average.
Is average good enough?
Is average good enough? I think, from a woman's perspective, and I know I've said this before in other videos, like, I think that for a lot of women, it's not just the size that is matters. I think it's the emotion that's attached to it and the feeling that's attached to the person they're with. Um, I think that has a lot to do with it. Um, Not to say that there aren't people out there who are, prefer a much larger man part. Um, but I don't think that that is like the end all be all for women. Um, at least majority.
Thinking for a majority, that's kind of like a first thing they look for when it comes to sex. Like when they get ready to have sex with the man, like I hope he's big enough.
I don't. I don't necessarily know that. I don't know. I don't think that that is the first thing that pops into your head unless it's like.
So most likely, what are the what are the chances of guy being attractive and like obviously like just looks wise, he's physically in the realm of what you tend to like, but he's 5 inches or 4.5 inches. Like, can he still have that connection as if he was 8 inches?
I would think so. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. Um, as far as like, you know,
So what he's saying is, let's just say like he thought he was 4 inches, but really he's like 6 inches. He's not below average.
right.
But his mental state was stuck at thinking he was small the whole time. Is that his kink?
Yeah, that's kind of what he's saying is that his kink is, this small penis humiliation. He thought in his early years, um, when he hit puberty that he was smaller,
Okay.
and it kind of stuck with him despite the fact that he's not smaller. Um, I can see where that would be very um, frustrating and challenging for men who are on the smaller side. Um, but I know there are so many things out there to change that.
Yeah.
And anyone who has that issue, who, wants to change that about themselves, I would always suggest, like I said, I'm no doctor, I'm no lawyer, I'm just average old me. Um, but I would recommend that they talk to their healthcare provider about it, because there are lots of different things that can be done, like stretching type devices, pumps. There are things that can enhance that part of them, and kind of turn that around and give them the little bigger size that they may want. So there are lots of options out there. It's just a matter of what what is right for them and their situation, and their healthcare provider can determine that between the two of them in their own individual situation. But as far as the humiliation goes, that kink, I have heard of, that actually is, we talked about that, it being a part of like the humiliation part of cuckolding. Sometimes they will, they want that humiliation regardless of whether or not they're small or not.
Yeah.
I mean, they could be 9 inches and that's what they need to
Yeah, I get you.
feel, that turn on. So yeah, it's just very much the individual. I don't know that I would consider ceasing to exist over it, but I can see where that would be, something that could, definitely, um, put someone in a depressed state.
So like you said, it can either boost your ego or kill your ego, one or the other.
Right, yeah. And I mean, talk to your mental health provider if you're ever feeling like that. Um, that particular situation, I don't think is anything to ever really worth and ceasing your existence over.
No, too much more.
There are so many ways to work around it, and technology just in the medical field
just keeps getting better. So
yeah,
there's ways.
Yeah, there's definitely ways for you to go about changing that situation, feeling good about yourself. Yeah, and speaking from a woman's perspective, again, I think it's a lot more than just size that's a factor for a woman. We're all a big bag of emotions, so
that right there coming from a woman herself. So
yes, I will admit it. We are. This is all kinds of emotional craziness going on the inside. But yeah, that is more. I think that is more of a turn on for a woman is, feeling that connection, that emotion behind it, being with someone that she loves, cares about enough to get physical with.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, there you go.
Anything else?
I think I want to just share more too that if the guy becomes more connected with himself and learns his body and knows his limits, then you know where you can self-improve, especially when it comes to physical things. Like she said, that there's too many things online to train your body. You would say pretty much like your man parts to become better. If there's actually part within you that's making you feel down or up about it, like there's ways to make yourself feel better and build that confidence. So don't skip the search and looking for it because it's out there.
Yeah. And you talk about that stuff too on your channel about building male positivity and self-confidence.
Building your confidence up and getting there, because like if you become the actual like upper echelon of a masculine man, the byproduct, what you guys really want, it comes along. The networking, people want to be around you, having the confidence and being assertive to make the money, and obviously women is byproduct of that. So just make sure you understand and learn yourself and build yourself up before you kind of weary off and worry about things that like gonna extract you from your actual goal.
Yeah, that's some good advice coming from our pro here. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you again, Tunchi, for hanging out with us and coming to sunny tropical Ohio. And did you want to, real quick before we go, tell everyone where they can find you?
Yeah, plug
your
it in.
podcast.
Yeah. Any other questions? All platforms is BBC Podcast 909 on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and for sure YouTube. We have 2 channels, all the same thing, same handles. You type in BBC Podcast 909, both channels will come up. So, yep. Anything you guys need with women, finances, or just pretty much self-confidence and just rebuilding yourself, no matter the age. Don't think it can be anywhere from 20 to all the way to 50. It doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter. It's all the mental state. So, yeah, just reach out, and for sure, we'll do more videos like this again soon.
Sounds good. And one quick question for you that I haven't asked you yet. I'm sorry, I keep touching you. The BBC, did you want to tell them what that, your BBC is very different from what we talk about on this
you've
channel?
Probably been hearing and seen a couple episodes that I've been on already. It's bigger, better confidence. I know everybody's sitting back and goes, wow, I get the comments on my videos too all the time. Like, really? No other name you could pick? But like, just look it out. It pretty much says on the actual, at the top of our banner on all the channels. It's bigger, better confidence is what we're building here. So
there you go. That's great. It's a good thing for you guys. Check him out. I will put the link to all his socials in the description below, bigger, better, confident men. That's what we like. That's what us women like. It isn't about size, guys. It is about the bigger, better, and confident.
That's right.
All right. Thanks again, Tunchi. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Ooh.